Today we are going to talk about salt. You may all wonder, salt should be in the kitchen. Why it has to become the topic of a lawyer now? Salt has not only become the topic of a lawyer, it's become the debatable topic of this entire country because the Government of India and the Supreme Court of India are at loggerhead in this salt issue. On one side, the Government of India has imposed a ban on common salt that we get from sea and which we have been using it for years, stating that it is deficient in iodine, and hence only iodized salt is allowed to be sold in the market by the government. On the other side, the Supreme Court of India has given a verdict that the ban imposed on common salt by the Government of India is unconstitutional and no more valid. As a common man and as a consumer of this important food item, what we should all do, let's see that in this video.
When we were young, the salt we obtained was from seawater. It was very cheap that even the grocery traders in India used to keep it unlocked outside their shop during night time. This sea salt have many valuable trace minerals including iodine to protect our bodies. In India, from Vedic time, most of the Indians used sea salt in their food and they were healthy too. While so, in 2005, common salt was banned in India on the ground that it is deficient in iodine and it is injurious to health and can cause thyroid problems like goiter. 44I of the Prevention of Food Adulteration rules prohibited the sale of common salt for human consumption unless the same is iodized. From that time, in every kitchen, only iodized salt is used and in every market, only iodized salt is sold.
While imposing the ban on common salt, the government gave so many reasons. And one such reason is that this common salt is deficient in iodine, and due to the lack of iodine, thyroid problems like goiter and hypothyroidism occur to people. The lack of iodine is also causing brain dysfunctioning. Pregnant women run the risk of giving birth to physically and mentally underdeveloped babies during their delivery due to lack of iodine in their food. On the other hand, a team comprising of doctors, health professionals, agro-scientists, farmers and dietitians, they are all dead against this ban from the time it was imposed. They say that Indians have a sufficient level of iodine in their body itself. Why do they need an extra dose of iodine? By imposing ban on common salt, crores and crores of Indians are compelled to take this iodized salt whether their body requires it or not. Due to the excess consumption of iodine, thyroid problems like hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism occur to people, which is the major cause for female infertility in India. Due to the excess consumption of iodine, cardiac problem, hyperactivity in children and obesity problem occur to people. To control all this problem, people go to hospitals and hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, blood testing laboratories, they make huge profit. To control the obesity problem, people go to fitness centers and they also make very good money. All these things happen because a pinch of salt is controlled by the government regulation.
Now, let's see whether any research has been done in this issue. Many research studies have been made for and against the use of iodized salt. But interestingly, the Institute of Nuclear Medicine and Allied Sciences, an institute related to the Indian Defence Ministry, studied over the use of iodized salt, found that before 20 years, those diseases which were challenged to be eradicated after using iodine still persist. The study was conducted in 16 cities among 39,000 children. US American West Analytical Laboratories lab report has issued a report which states that premium brands of processed iodized salt sold in India allegedly contain alarming levels of carcinogenic and harmful components like potassium ferrocyanide, virtually rendering the salt, making it a poison. Now we'll see the Indian court's view in this issue. A PIL was filed in the Supreme Court in 2006 by Academy of Nutrition Improvement and others against Union of India challenging the ban on common salt. The Apex Court lifted the ban on common salt by its judgment dated 4th July 2011 and said the ban was unconstitutional. When the Supreme Court order is still existing, the Government of India enacted another different act called Food Safety and Standard Prohibition and Restriction of Sales Act 2011 on 5th August 2011 and brought the ban again on common salt, and now the ban still continues on non-iodized salt. Now the petitioners have filed a contempt petition against the government which is still pending. In another instance, a writ petition was filed by Thuthukudi Tanpadu Uppu Ettrumati Vyabarigal Sangam before the Madurai branch of Madras High Court against the ban on non-iodized salt. After hearing, the Madurai bench issued notices to government and adjourned the case until further notice. A PIL has been filed by the freedom fighter H.S. Doraisamy before the Karnataka High Court in 2017 against this ban on common salt. The PIL said that crores of Indian consumers are exposed to health hazards caused by chemical components. The petitioners have said that additive chemicals are presently used in artificially iodized salt such as E535, sodium ferrocyanide, E536, potassium ferrocyanide and other anti-caking agents which are said to be very dangerous to health. The Karnataka High Court bench directed the petitioner to give a representation to government and disposed of the PIL.
Now we saw that the Supreme Court is against the ban imposed on common salt. We also saw that the healthcare professionals are against this iodized salt also, as it is doing more harm than good. Now what we should all do in this situation? Should we continue to consume this iodized salt or not? The decision should be based on your wisdom. If your body requires excess dosage of iodine, then you can take iodized salt. Otherwise, you can very well think of alternative of this iodized salt to save your health. The decision is all yours. Your health is in your hands. Thank you.